Okay, so last time we did check what we call the OSI model, how to organize the network, how to classify everything, like anything related to cabling, and we classify them in the physical layer. Anything related to a switch is classified in the data link. Anything related to a router is classified. So this is how, and we have two groups. We have the OSI model where we have 7 layers. Layer 1 is physical, layer 2 data link, layer 3 network. But if you take the TCP IP, they're almost the same. They're almost the same. If you take the TCP IP, it's something else. So what we'll do now, we're going to study each of we're going to start to study each layer per layer until we finish. So last time, last session, I think on Saturday, Saturday online, we did study the physical layer. So what we'll do now, this today we'll do anything related to data link layer, layer 2. It means anything related to a switch. On Wednesday, we'll do anything related to layer 3, to the network layer. After that, the following week, we'll do a bit of ARP and how to configure a router. Then we'll, at a later stage, and we'll do the transport layer application and yeah. So yeah, let's start with the data link layer. So for the physical layer, the PDU, the type of envelope we find at that layer is called bit. It's a series of 0 ones, 0 ones, 0 1 1 0 0. So if you have 8 0 1, if you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, what is the name of that? We call it a byte. So a byte is 8 bits. A bit is either 0 or 1. So when our information is traveling on the network cable, it's 0 1 0 1 and some electrical stuff. Then today we'll do the data link, anything related to the switch. And the packet we find at that layer, we call it the frame, mostly the MAC address. So the switch will deal with the MAC address. The router will deal with IP address. Remember, when you have a PC, to communicate on the network, we need 2 addresses. We need the MAC address, also called the physical address, and we have the IP address, also called the logical address. So for a PC, any PC, your cell phone, we need these ones. These 2, a MAC address and an IP address. If one is missing, there is a problem. And to fix that problem, we'll use something called ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. I know the IP, but I don't know the MAC address. So we have a system to find it, to mix it. We call it ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. That's why for now we do the data link layer, the switch. Then we'll do the router. Then the ARP, if something is missing, the ARP will going to help us to fix. So these are these two addresses, very, very, very important. The MAC address will never change. MAC address doesn't change, but the IP address, we can change the IP addresses. If I come here, type CMD, I press enter, and I type IP config space /all, I press enter. Because currently I'm using my Wi-Fi, I go to the Wi-Fi adapter. Yeah, the wireless, yeah, my Wi-Fi adapter. So here you'll see that I do have a physical address. This is how it is. We're going to study the structure. We have 6 blocks. What's the meaning of them? Between the 6 blocks, we have 2 blocks, the first one and other one. So they all have a meaning. We'll do them a bit later. So this is my first address, the physical address, never change. It's from the manufacturer on my network card interface, my NIC, network interface card. And the other IP address, the IP is here. You see. So if one is missing, I cannot communicate and no one can reach me. So I need it compulsory. And the IP, how to get it, I can add it manually. We call it static address, or I can get it automatically from a server called a DHCP server. So a DHCP server is a device in the network that will automatically assign IP addresses to the devices. So when I power on my laptop will ask, where is that DHCP server? I need an IP. And the DHCP, hey, Mr. Max, I did receive a request from your laptop. If you contact me, it means you need IP. This is one for you. So the one I received it yesterday, and it's going to expire tomorrow. So it means from tomorrow 5 p.m., I don't have any IP address. My laptop will send a request again to the DHCP server. So if you have a Wi-Fi router at home, like what I do, that same Wi-Fi router will be your default gateway, your DHCP server, and everything is combined. It will set up. But in the company, it can change. So this is so for now, we're going to deal with layer 2, the physical address, anything related to the switch, the data link layer. So this is something very simple for you. Me, I like giving you the big picture. So the switch. Who is the switch? Let's go. If I open here my packet tracer, this is a switch. We did see that is going to interconnect all the PCs, printers, servers in one place. Then the switch will get connected to a router. Then the router will allow you to go to the internet. So when you're at home, like your Wi-Fi router will combine both. The Wi-Fi router is at a switch. We have 2 extra ports. If you have a network cable and you have another PC, you can connect them. So our Wi-Fi router at home is a combination of a switch and a router. So what is inside? Let's click on it. And a switch. So Saturdays, please, Saturday, come at CPUT so that we can see each other. I can guide you. So don't forget to do your student card, because at the entrance, the security guards will need your student card or your acceptance letter. So please get them. Sometimes we do ask, sometimes no. But just cover yourself so that will allow you in. So if you want to do your student card, you go to CPUT, any branch, and from 9 to 4 p.m. you go there to administration building or e-learning, depending on where you are. And so what is now a switch? We have many things that we can study. I'll try to make it very simple for you. When you press enter, and yeah, we see such thing. So yeah, we have many things we can see. Tap enable here, enable. Now I want to view something. To view something, you tap show or SH question mark. What can I view here? I can view MAC address table. Okay. You press enter, or you can press space bar. Show MAC address table. I press enter. So in that switch, who want to join? In that switch, what is that switch of mine? So in that switch, there is many things inside. We have a lot of stuff we can do. We can configure VLANs. So we have another at CCNA2. Let me show you. So CCNA is general networking, general information about the network. CCNA2, we're going to study a lot. The switch, the router, and a bit of wireless. So here, general info for networking. Then when you go to CCNA2, we'll go deeper in switches, in routers. So for now, it's general information. So general information, if I go to CCNA2, yeah, we're going to study the switch concept, VLANs, inter-VLAN routing, STP, Ether channel, you see, a bit of switch security, LAN security. After that, we'll go to the router, DHCP, all these things for the router. Then a bit of wireless. So we go step by step, step by step. So inside this guy, there is a table called MAC address table. Remember, we switch the device. Let's say if you grab a letter here, the name is a frame, or it means a MAC address. I'm going to show you what a frame is. So I give you the big picture so that when you go in AutoCAD, you know exactly what you do there. So I'm going to show you a frame. So why we call it a frame? Remember, your data, when you want to send an email, it's going to put in an envelope called data. Your email is in the envelope, data. When it reaches the transport layer, at this layer, we're going to add other information. We're going to put your data in another envelope. We call it segment. And your envelope will travel again. Will reach the network layer. You say, okay, hi, segment. Okay. For us to allow you to travel, to go where you want to go, we're going to add extra info like IP addresses, source IP, destination IP. We put it in another envelope, then it's going to reach the data link. So from here, we're going to say, hey, welcome packets. Okay, if you want to go to get out here, you need to meet someone called the switch. So I need to add extra info for you to meet this guy and allow you to go wherever you want to do. So I'm going to add MAC addresses. So inside this switch, we have a MAC address table. Where that table comes from? I tap here. No, I'm going to close this. MAC address table. I'm going to open this switch. Who wants to join? Let me see. MAC address table. Let's check what is inside. I click on my switch and I type show MAC address table. There is nothing for now. What does it mean? It means this PC, if I connect this laptop to the switch, this port FA01, where the laptop is connected to, is going to register its MAC address. This PC here is connected to port F02. So F02 will register the MAC address of this. That's why we say MAC address table. So let's do some examples. I open here, I check here. There is nothing. Close it. I'm going to check something. I close it. And now, so let's say I'm going to copy something here. I'm going to put something here. So now I'll also do for this guy. I'm just trying to explain, and so we'll do all these things step by step. ipconfig/o to get the MAC address and the IP. So if you want to check the IP and the MAC address of a device, you type ipconfig/all and you'll find them here. So I'm going to copy this MAC address. I copy it and I put it here. Yeah. I do the same thing for this guy here. Don't forget, you go to help tutorials and you watch this get started and you watch all these 3 videos. After that, the logical workspace, you watch them. And also, it's very, very important. I open this guy, I come to command prompt, IP config/all, press enter. I go to physical address, I copy this guy, copy, and I put it near this guy here. Now, let us generate some traffic. So I'm going to add some IP address myself, just to allow some pings. We'll explain all these things later. So for now, just watch what I do. Close here. Then I'm going to ping. I open this guy. I go to ping. I'm going to ping myself 192.168.1.1. I can ping myself. It means my network interface card is fine. I'm going to ping or to dial the number of someone else, of PC2. 0% loss. It means we can communicate. I'm going to do for the last one. You see, it's taking a bit of time. Let's see. Did I add properly? Let's open it. You see, I made a mistake. 192.168.1.3. So I'll try again. Okay, now it works. So now let me check again this switch. I open it, show MAC address table, and now I can see that we have some traffic. Now we can see that we have some traffic, some information in my MAC address table. I can see that on port FA01, on port 1, this is the MAC address ending by D156. Then you see, D156. It means this laptop, as soon as I connect it with a network cable to a switch on that port FA01, I'll have a record, a table inside to say, okay, on port FA01, I have this MAC address belonging to this PC. Let's check again. On port FA02, I have a MAC address, you see, and then by 13 CD. 13 CD, I come here, port to 13 CD, you see. So inside a switch, we have a table to record, because we did what did we say? We say that a switch, each port is like a PC, because I'm going to connect a network cable from a PC. I plug one port there and the other RJ45 here. So if I plug something here, it's like it's a PC. So inside each number, port number, has the MAC address of the PC that is connected to. So this is an example of something we can find in a switch, a MAC address table. So what is a frame? Because we say that the envelope we find, the envelope name is PDU, Protocol Data Unit. What's the name of the data or the envelope we find here? It's a frame. Let us check an example of frame. This is an example of frame. So data is encapsulated by the data link layer, blah, 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 with a header and a trailer to form a frame. So I have my normal data coming from the top, and when it reaches layer 2, I'm going to add extra info. So now, if you go deeper, this is my normal data. I add extra info, the header and the trailer. What is in the header? Where the frame starts and some information. So it's make to control error detection, used to determine transmission errors, to make sure that all the envelope is well, the packaging is fine, there is no leaking or what, to make sure everything's fine before I send to the layer 1. So your data coming from the top, when it reaches here, I add extra info. What are these info? They are here. So each step is explained. You'll check that in NetAcad. So layer 2 address, also referred as the physical address, contain the frame. So when you send something, we have two addresses, the layer 2, the switch, and the layer 3 for the IP address before your data starts traveling. Without these two steps on your data cannot travel. Why? Because when it will reach the switch, you see, you're here, you want to send something to this guy. When your packet will reach the switch need to read your data, and the switch understand only MAC address of the frame. So if you don't have it, it cannot help you. Same thing, if you want to go to the internet, when your data will reach the router, we say that the router deals with IP. It's going to check your layer 3, your IP. You're going to check your layer 3, your IP address, because the router understands only IP address. The switch understands the MAC address. So if you reach here, it's going to say, okay, what is your IP address? There is nothing, then there is nothing it can do for you. So for a data to travel in the network, two IP addresses are two addresses are very important. The layer 2 address, MAC address, and the IP address. Because you see, for the MAC addresses, L2, inside it will show the destination MAC address and the source MAC address. Me, this is mine. Where I want to go is this one. So that when the switch will read, okay, this is your MAC address. Where do you want to go? I can see here. I can help you go that way. When you continue your way, it's going to reach the router. The router will say, okay, me, I understand only IP addresses. Let me check. Okay, source IP, this packet comes from this guy. Okay, now where you want to go? This one. Okay, I know where to send you to. I know your route. Go that way, and you can travel until you reach your destination. That's why these two elements are very important. Two addresses, the physical address and the logical address. So MAC address and IP address, when you send a data, when you send your envelope, we need to see these two. If not, the post office cannot help. Because we need to know where you want to go to. So we need information here. Okay, so this is for the switch. What we find there, we found MAC addresses. What else we can check in the switch? So the data link layer consists of two sub-layers. The logical link control, this part, so when the data comes from the network to reach the data link, there is someone who is going to welcome you. It's called the logical link, the LLC, logical link control. Now, if you want to exit and to send you out, the MAC address will help you also to direct you. So the LLC sublayer communicates between the network software and upper layers and the device hardware. So the MAC address, okay, anyway. So these are the two sub-layers you can find here. You'll get more info in NetAcad. In a summary, what is a switch? When you organize our OSI, the switch is at the layer 2, data link layer. The switch understands the frames or deals with MAC address only. The MAC address also is called the physical address. So inside, we can also add MAC address table, MAC address table. So the switch will deal with MAC address table. So if you know that, that's great already. What else maybe I can add for you? Let's check together. I try to make it very simple for you so that you won't. Okay, I did explain these two things. I did explain that already. But anyway, if you want to read this one, you can read, then I continue. As you know, anytime you have questions, unmute yourself, tell us your name, and feel free to ask your question. Then if you go in EtherCAD, okay, we'll try to give more information. When you are to a data link, we have these two sub-layers. After that, we're going to explain more, but at least if you have a big picture, it's fine already. So a physical layer is here, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and okay, what else we can check? So we have some standards organizing all of these. It's not too much. Okay, this one you can skip. So normally the topology, the way IT organizing the devices, mostly nowadays it's star topology, where all the laptops are connected to a switch and we switch to a router. And but in the old days, they had also half duplex, full duplex. It's the communication. So the half duplex allows only one device to send and receive at the same time. And yeah, this one, the half duplex, it's very old. We don't use it anymore. In the old days, before we switch, we had something called the hub. Uh, so we don't use anymore. We get more intelligent devices called the switch. So half duplex, it's like only one way. Either I go first, then the other guys at the end, they wait for me. When the line is clean, it's clear, then someone else also can use. We cannot communicate at the same time. There is only one lane. Full duplex is two lanes. We have people we can move up, the other guy we can move down. So we can allows both device to simultaneously transmit and receive data at the same time. So nowadays switches they operate in full duplex. Half duplex, one-way communication. In the old days, we don't use it anymore. Nowadays, it's full duplex switch. And yeah, so in the old days, to avoid accident when it's only one lane, we have some system to check if the lane is free or not. If it's free, the system will say, okay, green, it's free. If someone is using the lane, it shows red. Everyone, please wait. The lane is being used by someone. So it's some systems to manage one lane because it's only half duplex. This one was for network interface, network cables. CA, it was for wireless in the old days. So you can get more info in EtherCAD if you want to, but at least these two technologies in the old days, it was to manage half duplex to avoid collision or accident. And we try to explain more here if you want to. Same thing for wireless, how to manage. Now the frame, we did check. Your data comes from the top. When it reaches the layer 2, it's going to add two more information. The header, and we don't need to memorize all of these things. So this chapter was to just introducing you to the switch, what you need to know for the switch. The other one for chapter 7, they are very short chapters. Ethernet switching. What is in? Let's check together. What is to Ethernet switching? Okay, you can have a look on this before we continue. Okay, so this is what we're going to explain more in EtherCAD, what a frame is, what is Ethernet MAC address. We're going to describe the MAC address, what is the MAC address table, how it's built. I did explain already. And when the switch will receive the frame, this guy want to want to communicate with someone else. When the packet or the data will reach the switch, the color, good. Yep. And say yeah, this one. So let's say this is the data. When you send it, it's going to reach the switch. Now the switch need to forward it. The switch has two methods to forward. It can say, okay, you know what? I want to double check if everything is correct. There is no mistake, no errors, no something broken before I allow you to go where you want to go. This kind of method is called, I'm going to show you. Yeah, this kind of method is called store and forward switching. Store and forward switching is going to check everything if there is no error before it allow you to go. So it's a bit slow. The other way, okay, it's going to, if you have, let's say, 10 fields or 10 sections, you check the first, the second one, okay, I'm okay with you, proceed. The same thing like security guard. You come, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Hi, sir, I want to go to my class. This guy comes through, we say, okay, show me your student card. You show him, say, okay, it's fine. He doesn't even check your face, your what, it's fine. As long as you show a student card. This guy, starting forward, will check everything. He'll take your card, check the pictures and your face. He might ask your ID. He's going to check in your bank. If you bring a card, he's going to check everything. If he's happy, then he's allow you to go. So in the switch, we have two methods to forward the frame. Cut through very quick. Starting forward, it's more longer. So you can read this one, very important. Then we continue. Okay, so we'll get time to check that. So today, at least you know two things in the switch. You know the MAC address table. You know the two forwarding methods, cut through and store and forward, something like that. So let's try to see what we can check in this chapter quick. Ethernet switching, what is here, frames. Okay, so what we are doing now, we are dealing with the OSI model. We have 7 layers. You should know them by heart. Layer 1, physical. Layer 2, data link. Layer 3, layer 4. Huh? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, I got a load shedding here, so I'm using my cell phone. So I'm going to stop the recording, the first part. Then I'm going to send you a new link to do so that in the WhatsApp group for you to join again for the recording to take it. If not, we're going to lose whatever we did before. So let me stop the recording.